it's me, Janisha Stanley again. Today I'm going to review the book, What Were the Twin Towers? This book was written by Jim O'Connor. It was illustrated by Ted Hammond. This book has 12 chapters and 108 pages, including the timeline of the Twin Towers and the world. Do you know why the buildings were called the Twin Towers? It's because there were two buildings, the North Tower and the South Tower, and they were both the same height. They are called the One World Trade Center, and they're both 1,370 feet tall, the same height, like twins. The government planned to build the Twin Towers in 1961, but they started building them in 1969, and on April 4th, 1973, they were completed and open for business. But sadly, when it was 28 years old, it was destructed. If it wasn't destructed, it would be 47 years old as of today. Did you know that before the Twin Towers were built, that place was with stores and garages? They were mainly selling radios, so that spot was called Radio Row because of all the radios that were being sold. Did you know that the Twin Towers are a city within a city? It is called that because there are so many stores and restaurants in there, and as many as 150,000 people visit the Twin Towers each day. Some come to do business. Some just visit to marvel the size of the buildings. And on the 107th floor, there is an observatory. You can stay inside and watch, or you can go outside. People can get scared because it's very high up. Do you know when the Twin Towers were first attacked? If you answered 2001, you are wrong. That is the second time, not the first time. The first time was in 1993, when two people brought a van of more than 1,000 pounds of explosives. They took them inside the towers and burned them, and when they exploded, they killed 6 people, and the driver was arrested and put in prison. He's going to stay there for the rest of his life, and he's still in there now for 27 years. On September 11th, 2001, the Twin Towers were attacked for the second time, but this time they didn't use a van. They used 4 hijacked airplanes instead. 19 hijackers stole 4 planes, and 3 planes crashed into their targets while the other one landed in a field in central Pennsylvania. And the first one left at 7:59 a.m. and about 47 minutes later at 8:46 a.m. it reached its target. It was traveling at 440 miles per hour, and suddenly, bam! Instantly hitting the North Tower. Second flight left at 8:14 a.m., a while before the first one crashed, and at 9:03 a.m., 49 minutes later, it hit floors 78 through 87 in the South Tower. It killed everybody on board, and everybody in floors 78 through 87 in the South Tower. Do you know how the buildings collapsed? Is because the flames reached 1,500 degrees Fahrenheit or 816 degrees Celsius, melting the core and the steel above it, and it couldn't hold the floors much longer, so they fell, and this is what happened. Everything collapsed. In that terrible accident, an overall of 2,977 people passed away. More than 1,000 never been found, this includes the passengers, hijackers, rescue men, and innocent people. On the area where the 2 buildings were destroyed, a memorial was built. The winner was an architect, Michael Arad. One of the judges was Maya Lin. She designed the Vietnam Veterans Memorial. And the people who died in that terrible attack, their names were inscribed on those 2 giant memorial fountains, and they splashed very quietly. A new World Trade Center is built in New York. It is 1776 feet tall. Its height refers to the year 1776, when America declared its independence from England, and the One World Trade Center is also called the Freedom Tower. All you children, go and read this book to learn more about the Twin Towers and their attacks on 1993 and 2001. Hey everyone, thanks for watching my videos. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel to stay tuned in on my new videos. I'll fly over to my next video. See you there!